Today we are talking about money. More specifically, free 99 money. We're talking about down payment assistance and how that works when you're looking to buy a home. Make sure you watch all the way to the end. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's get it. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Sasha Chatman here, your favorite realtor here in DFW again, running Chatman Realty Group, helping people all over the Metroplex. Now, I get this question all the time. People ask me about down payment assistance and how it works. And it amazes me how many agents out there and how many lenders are not educating people on down payment assistance sometimes. It's a great option. Let's go over it in detail. First things first, there are a lot of down payment assistance programs. There's no such thing as just one down payment assistance program out there, okay? There's the T-Shack program, there's TDACA out there, there's programs with your local county, there's programs with your local city, there's programs out there with just local banks itself, there's national programs out there, there's state programs out there. There are a number of down payment assistance programs. So no one's just talking about all of them. So in this particular video, we're going to cover the most generic eligibility out there for down payment assistance. Okay? So understand, if you don't go for one, we're not going to cover all of them. It's impossible to do that. All right. Let's talk about eligibility when it comes down to down payment assistance. All right. Here's the dealio. It's very, very simple. Number one, you have had bought a home in Texas in the last 3 years. I need to say that differently, right? Basically, if you bought a home within 3 years, you can't be eligible for down payment assistance. So say that differently again. If you bought a house 5-6 years ago and you sell said house and you want to buy a new house, you can be eligible for down payment assistance again. Okay, so it's not first time home buyer down payment assistance, it's down payment assistance. You just got to meet the rest of the eligibility. All right, number two, this is a big one, income. Every program has a different number for the income, but most programs are looking at you making somewhere around $85,000 or less. Okay, I do know a couple programs that do go up to $120,000 or less. That is combined income. So if you're married, that's the hubby and wifey. Or if it's just you. And if you make more money than that, good for you. But that's how these programs work. So you have to make that amount of money or less. All right. 3, credit score. This number moves around. Okay. Right now, as we speak, the magic number is 660. Back in the day, it was 620. Right now, we're looking at 660. So you have to make sure you talk to your lender to see what that number is going to be. When the market moves, that number moves as well. So let's wrap that up. Eligibility. You can't have had bought a home in Texas within the last 3 years, okay? Number two, income needs to be less than $85,000 a year or $120,000 a year or whatever it is for that particular program. And then the last thing is your credit score needs to be at least around a 660. Some lenders may hit you 680, but you need to have that conversation with your lender. And that's how it works from an eligibility standpoint. So how does it work? How does down payment assistance really, truly work? Okay, once you go through the course, you have to go through the course, all right? You have to do your work. Don't act like your kids are in Zoom and not do your homework. You have to do your work, okay? All right, so you're going to have this homework that you have to do. You're going to take this course. You can do it online or you can do it in person. It's COVID, do it online. Easy, peasy, simple. Once you go through the course, you will now submit it and go through the requirements. You don't just get the money like that. You have to be under contract for a home. So if you're counting on getting down payment assistance, you have to go out and find a home. Now, this is how it works, right? We start with 5%. You can get up to 5% money down, okay? When there's no 5% bucket, we go down to the 4% bucket. When after that, we go down to the 3% bucket. After the 3% money's gone, there's no percent. So if you wait too long in a year, you're not going to be eligible to get down payment assistance. There's only so much money. Basically, don't wait. Why are you waiting? Even if you're about to buy a house, back in October, get started because this market is crazy here in DFW right now. You do need to get started. Sidebar. All right. Now, once you found that particular home, you take the courses, you're going to go through all that, and you're under contract, you're eligible for the money, and you get that down payment money is going to come in form of a grant or a lien on your property. So let's be clear about that. Some of these programs are liens, right? Meaning that you have to pay that money back within 3 years, maybe 5 years, sometimes 7, sometimes period. And there's some programs you don't have to pay the money back at all. So when you're having this conversation with your lender about down payment assistance, make sure you ask these questions. Do I ever have to pay this money back? So if you call me later to come help you sell that house and you chose a program in which that you got to pay the money back, it's coming out of your profit. So you need to understand that. Now, here's the good thing about down payment assistance. Let's say you're buying a $200,000 house. Let's use that example. And you did a regular FHA loan at 3.5%. That's $7,000 for down payment. Okay. And then you got to get the closing costs. So closing costs is somewhere between 2.5% to 3.5%. So let's go with 3. And let's say now you need $6,000 for closing costs. That means out of pocket, you're looking at $13,000 to buy said home. Well, down payment assistance comes in, it wipes out the down payment. So the $7,000 paid, now you just need $6,000, right? It's a lot cheaper, right? It's a great option. So let's go over the options for you. Same house and everything. Let's say your interest rate on that house based off your own merit is a 2.8 interest rate, which that's a very reasonable rate out there right now. It's a good rate, 2.8. With down payment assistance programs, you can see 3.25s right now. What's the difference between a 2.8 and 3.25? It's smaller than you think. It is. Most of the time, people can budget for it. So that's a conversation you also need to have with your lender. You see never anything? Talk to a good lender. Make sure you have a good agent on top of that as well. So once you have that idea, you have to make your mind up. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Do I want a lower interest rate over here by myself, right? Or do I want the free money on top of that? And can I work that within my budget? That's a question that only you can answer. But that's how down payment assistance works. It's free money. You do have to take the courses. You do have to meet the requirements, but it's a great option when it's time to buy a home. If you have any more questions about down payment assistance, give me a call. Feel free to reach out anytime whatsoever. If you need to do a buyer consultation in this market and just want to learn more about this whole game of buying your first home, I am here. My team is here. We're excellent working in this market, and we love to help you out. It is not that difficult to buy a home. You need to have a good real estate agent and a good lender, and I got both of those for you. All right? Peace. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.